Hello. So today I'm going to show you how you can run tests in Spring Boot. I'm going to walk through unit tests and integration tests. So here I have a simple Spring Boot application that's running via Docker containers. I have my app here. This is a service. It's called Spring Boot Testing App. And then I have the Postgres database running as well using the Postgres image. And then I have a controller here, which is an endpoint. And when you send a post request, it's going to save a person to a database, and the database is a Postgres database that I just showed you. So let's look at this Docker Compose. So here my application, my service, and I have some configs here. So I have the data source URL, which is the Spring data source URL that points to the Postgres that I'm talking to, Postgres service, which is Spring Boot Testing DB, which is defined here. I have the username and then of the password. And as usual, like this password, I'm just putting this here for the demo, but in production, you want to put this in a password manager somewhere and don't have it here in plain text. And this build is coming from the Docker app. So I have a Docker Compose, sorry, I have a Dockerfile in this location. And that's what's going to build the image for this service. And if I come to that file, I see just pulls from Amazon, Corrado, Java 17, exposes port 8080, copies the jar file, and then starts it in the container. And then if I come back to the Spring Boot database, which is Postgres, I have the same thing. It's looking at this Docker file, the Docker file here, pulling from Postgres 16.1. I have a script here that initializes my Postgres. I want to create some certain things. So it creates a database and permissions and then runs it. And if I come to the script itself, here we have it creates a database, creates a user with a password, runs that user privileges, and then now the app is going to be able to use this user, which is demo user, to be able to save or modify things or gain access to the Postgres database. So if I come back to Docker Compose, I can see here is a demo user and the password, and this come from here. So I have a demo user and I have the password. All right, now I'm going to create a unit test first. And a unit test is a test that tests something in isolation that doesn't require external dependencies or external calls. So in this case, I want to test this class called person_utils. As you can see, there's no dependencies. It's just taking a first name and last name and outputting this formatted string. And that's what makes it a unit test. So I want to test this. So I'm going to come to this unit test folder here that comes by default when you create a Spring Boot application. And I created this package here, which matches what is the package here. And I will create this class and name it person_utils test. All right, so now I'll create a test here. And call it function test format name. What this does is that it takes, so I have a first name and I have a last name. And then I want to send this to this method, to this class, and ensure that the formatted name comes back as I want. So the expected formatted name is Doe, John. And so what I'm going to do here is I'll say assert, and I'm using assert J. I'll say assert what's the actual value that I want. It's this person. So here we go. Person_utils dot format name, first name, last name. And this should be equal to the expected name. So I think I'm missing something here. Let's see, assert, assert that, what should be, and this assert J, import that. Right, so on this one, this test should pass because I'm passing first name, last name, and I'm expecting this formatted name to come back. So let me run this, and boom, it passed. So this unit has passed.